We can say that Sly Cooper tends to end on a cliffhanger, and in my opinion, the cliffhanger for the fourth game was the worst of all. I'm not blaming Sanzara Games for that, but I think that was the worst cliffhanger. So with this all out of the way, today I'm going to show you 5 ways Sly Cooper could end, assuming that Sly 5 will be the last in the series. Okay, so the first one is based on a theory, and I'm gonna call this one the Legendary Thief. So I'm assuming that Sly 5 will be another game about time travel pretty much, and I have this idea where in Max they will have 2 worlds instead of the basic worlds that we go from boss to boss. I feel like we are going to bounce between 2 worlds, those ones being Paris and ancient Egypt. So my main idea here is Sly returns to the past. So let's assume the first Cooper sight in common, the one who created the Phoebus Raccoonus, is actually Sly. Or in other words, Sly is something common, and that's pretty much the idea here. It's a weird idea, but it makes sense at the same time, but it's basically that theory where Sly is his own ancestor, which is very, very mind-blowing. This one kind of scares me when I think about it, but what if it was just a dream? Let's assume that in the night of the attack, instead of Sly going to the orphanage, let's assume he was in a hospital or he was in some kind of coma. And Sly 1, Sly 2, Sly 3, Sly 4 and even Sly 5, the ending, we reveal that Sly is actually sleeping and he's still a young boy. What do you think about this one? This one is a bit mind-blowing, I know, but let's stop and assume for a second. His father was always telling him these stories about the Cooper family, and his parents got killed. And let's say he got traumatized, and then he's just dreaming about his adventures where he met Bentley and Murray, and they're just characters he just met? I don't know, it's just freaking weird, I know. Okay, so this one might be a bit obvious, but the series itself has been hinting it for a while, let's say. So as you guys know, the ending of Sly 2, we go with the gang kinda going their separate ways. Bentley and Murray going one way, Sly going to jail. And then the Sly 3, it kinda happens the same thing. Bentley and Murray go one way, Sly goes another way with Carmelita. And then again on Sly 4 it goes kinda the same way. I don't know if you're getting the trend, but I feel like the Cooper gang is kinda disbanded slowly. I'm not entirely sure if this is just my opinion, but I'm going to assume they're all retired pretty much. So they're done with thieving, they got their reputation, they got their loot. It's just time to leave pretty much. Okay, so the fourth way I bring to you guys, it's another pretty obvious one. You guys know that the gap between Sly 3 and Sly 4, it's, I'm not gonna say it's big, but let's assume during this time Sly was working as a cop. Let's say that he had some relationship with Carmelita, and he actually had, but what if Sly dies in ancient Egypt and at some point we discover that Carmelita is actually pregnant with a boy or a girl or whatever. So let's assume that this boy is actually the son of Sly and the son of Carmelita pretty much. And that's pretty much how we go forth in the story. What do you guys think of this one? I mean, it's a bit dodgy, I know, but if this boy was meant to be a thief or was meant to be a cop, what are your opinions on this one? I actually looking forward for that, if they actually made it. Or maybe a prequel, that would be nice, baby Sly. Just playing as a small thief will be fun. Okay guys, I know that the title says 5 ways that Sly Cooper could end, but I'm just going to leave it at 4 because the 5th one, I want your guys' opinion. So I want you guys to go right now in the comments and type a way that Sly Cooper could end, the Sly Cooper saga could end, that is not one of the 4s I mentioned. And yeah, when you're done with that, make sure you hack that like button like Bentley. And guys, I'm very sorry if I wasn't that active during this past, let's say 2 months, because my last video was actually on Halloween, and it's basically 2 months. Today is New Year's Eve, 31 of December, 2017 is finally at an end, so yeah. Hope you guys have a great time with your family, and hope you had a lot of presents in Christmas. I only had chocolate and I loved it. But either way, with this out of the way, I'll catch you guys in a future video. Bye bye!
The sun goes down and the moon comes up. The blunts go round, everybody getting drunk all night.